Hi everyone, I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony. The National Weather Service says the damage in the Azalea district was caused by straight line winds, not a tornado. But it certainly looked like that damage that we saw was consistent with some tornado damage, and believe it or not, the winds that hit the Azalea district were about as strong as a small tornado. So we'll break that down for you here in just a second. We know we had trees down in the Azalea district. Also, trees were reported down on Old Jacksonville Highway southwest of Tyler. National Weather Service was in the Azalea district today. And up to the north, they're also visiting another area near Warren City where large trees were snapped and uprooted and a tree went through a house. We'll see if this is straight-line wind damage or if perhaps near Warren City, just east of Gladewater, if not that, could have been a tornado. We'll wait and see and let the National Weather Service make that assessment. But just a couple of areas of several that they could survey for wind damage. We had more than 36 reports going back to Tuesday night. All right, so what did we have here? This is the thunderstorm complex that rolled through. The technical term for it is a quasi-linear convective system. So quasi-linear meaning it's sort of a line, right? Convective meaning it was thunderstorms. But what really made this special was the appearance of this bow structure right here. And that bow was created by strong low pressure on the northern end of the storm and also a big supercell down here to the south. And then high pressure developed behind it as the air was sinking. As the air was sinking, strong winds developed also behind this bowing structure. Now, what caused those strong winds? Well, wind is caused by horizontal pressure differences or temperature differences. And in this case, we had a strong pressure difference between that low pressure to the north, high pressure that developed behind the thunderstorm complex, and then the winds started to increase. Those winds, of course, colder air is heavier and so it sinks, and so those winds descended down through the thunderstorm and blew out the front. So as they blew out the front, they were causing those 100-mile-an-hour winds that the Weather Service says hit the Azalea district. Now, this is our storm relative velocity. This is measuring winds that are going toward the radar and away from the radar. East of Tyler, out in the New Chapel Hill area near Highway 64, there appears to be a couplet. Over Tyler, see this right here? Now watch on this next frame. That spreading out would indicate that those are downburst winds, and those are the winds right over the Azalea district. So what likely hit the Azalea district was a strong downburst wind that created straight line winds that peaked at about 100 miles an hour. 100-mile-an-hour winds, those are equivalent to EF1 tornadic winds or a Category 2 hurricane wind. Now, these winds didn't last as long as a hurricane, but they did last as long and were as powerful as an EF1 tornado.